Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
You can join us if you'd like, and if you'd like stand, that'd be great too. I start my day with love.
I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy. I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy. And I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy. And I feel that sweet release. Love, love, love. Peace, peace, peace. Joy, joy, joy. Sweet release.
Good morning. I'm Ray Winky, a member of Unity of the Hill Country. Welcome to Unity of the Hill Country, where we offer a positive path for spiritual living. The Daily Word has been giving the worldwide unity movement a daily prayer since July 1924. Today's reader is Norma Leonard. Oh. Oh. Just read it, Ray. I don't have it up here. Oh. Oh.
Brad, I am confused. Which of these am I supposed to read? This one. All right. Thank you. It is my privilege to share this with you today. Our words for today are world peace. And please say with me this affirmation. Repeat after me. Affirming the divinity of all the world's people, let's start over. Affirming the divinity of all the world's people, I envision world peace. Peace is meant for every person of every faith in every land. Today, I look beyond the news of the world, reports of strife and conflict, even the agitation and unforgiveness in my own heart, and find the peace of God. I believe the desire for lasting peace is within each person's heart. In prayer, I affirm this truth and envision this desire growing stronger among the world's people until peace can no longer be denied. It is our shared destiny to live in peace. When each person wants for all people what they want for themselves, harmony will blanket the earth. I affirm the peace I wish for myself is dawning in the hearts of others. In prayer, I see them safe and secure in the heart of God, forever at peace. 2 Thessalonians 3:16. Now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times, in all ways. The Lord be with all of you. And let's say again, affirming the divinity of all the world's people, affirming the divinity of all the world's people, I envision world peace.
I envision world peace.
The Unity movement started in 1889 with an answered prayer. Myrtle Fillmore was healed of tuberculosis. We are honored to pray with you. Please, you can request a prayer at beunity.org, or you can also place a request in our lobby prayer box or on unitythehillcountry.org. Click on Ministries tab. Please take a moment to silence your phone so it does not disturb our gathering. Please join me with affirming our mission and vision statement. To live consciously, celebrating the divine potential in all, as well as Unity's statement of faith. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God, the good, the omnipotent. Before we move on to our period of meditation, let's welcome our guest speaker and dear friend of the congregation, Reverend Sondra von Gyllenband. Most of us know Sondra, but those who are unfamiliar with her, she is a Unity ministry based out of New Braunfels, world traveler, a scuba enthusiast, mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother. Let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Sondra. Yay! And then we're going to move on to our music team.
I am one, simple and plain, no superpowers, no famous name, but I stand tall, 'cause I believe something greater has come alive inside of me. I have felt the Spirit stirring in my soul.
I know God. In this moment, I breathe. I take in the breath of God. And as I do that, I feel life. I feel a healing power going to each cell in my body. As I breathe in, I feel myself receiving the goodness and the grace of God. And as I exhale, I release. I release all that has taken me to get to this moment now. If I've had some experiences this week that I viewed as less than positive, I just breathe them out, letting go. If I'm carrying unforgiveness around someone, some situation, I breathe it out. I let it go. I release. And as we come together as a congregation in love, in peace, in joy, I allow myself to think of these beautiful rivers that we're so familiar with. And I invite you to think of one of those beautiful rivers, one of these beautiful rivers, one of the beautiful rivers in this area. And think what it's like on a beautiful, calm day. A peaceful river flowing easily and effortlessly. And I allow myself to be washed in the energy of peace. I allow myself to feel a peaceful moment, either in the river or beside the river. I allow myself to know that the river chooses to flow. It doesn't question why. The river flows. And just as that river flows, we can choose to live in harmony and allow ourselves to flow. Flow. Flow like a river. A peaceful, calm river. We flow. And as we breathe in, I invite you to recognize the peace that fills your body. Peace. And there is peace that flows into your mind, allowing your mind to relax, release, de-stress. Your mind is filled with peace. Peace like the river. And as you relax to an even greater depth, to a greater sense of knowing God, I invite you to breathe peace into your heart. Peace. Peace like a river. And as we sit in this place of peace, let us listen for the divine guidance that is ours. Let us listen to our heart's song in the silence. Aware of the deep peace that lives us. Aware of the deep peace that flows through us like a river, like a peaceful river. Let us give thanks for the goodness, for the grace, for the clarity of our lives. With that clarity, we experience a new focus. With that clarity and that focus, we experience new grace. Grace, like a peaceful river. We can be at peace. We can call forth this peace at any time. Peace. Peace like a river. A gently flowing river. Letting go of struggle to be in grace. And so it is. And so we let it be. As we join together in singing Alleluia. Good morning. Good morning. Wow, I feel all energized after that. And kind of peaceful, kind of happy, filled with joy. How about you? It feels some peace and joy? Yeah. So as y'all know, I love coming here because I love y'all. I just love being here, and I feel so good in being here. You know that you're really special people, right? Okay, good. Good, we've got that. So today I am going to talk about our country and peace like a river. I want to talk about this holiday that we have coming up, this 4th of July celebration. Why do we have that? Why do we have 4th of July celebration? Declaration of Independence. Do you know when we first had one? When we first celebrated it? It was the first time we celebrated on the 4th of July and not the 7th of July was in 1777, as I recall. As I recall from what I typed in here. I don't see it at this moment, but that's okay. So we've been at this for a while. And our country has made a lot of changes in that time, hasn't it? Yeah. And don't we have one of the most wonderful, diverse countries in the world? Aren't you glad to live here? Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of things that we could pull up our chairs and complain about. But what would that do? What happens when we talk about the goodness of it? Yeah, we start to create more energy around that, and we start to remember, and we start to reflect on what's working instead of what's not working. The United States is a remarkable nation known for its diverse culture, its vibrant democracy, its commitment to freedom, and it is a melting pot of various ethnicities, traditions, and ideas. And I would say food as well. Don't we have a lot of good food? A lot of different kind of food. I love that. So how are we supporting that opportunity, this country that we live in? How do we support it? What do we do? How do we live in a place that is as diverse as New York City and the Grand Canyon? How do we come together and embrace each other wherever we are? And I think it's interesting because we're coming to one of those times that might be a little harder than other times. You know, November does come, whether we choose to or not. It's going to come. And how are we going to deal with this time that may be filled with some adversity? Are we going to find peace like a river in the midst of whatever is going on, whether we agree with this person or that person? What are we going to do? How are we going to live? Where's our hearts going to be? So the other day, my Facebook told me I should friend somebody, and it was somebody that works in my house. It was the pest control man. So I clicked on it to see about this pest control man, and it popped up, and I went, oh, good heavens. I'm letting this man in my house? I did not agree with very much that I saw on his Facebook page. So the next time he came into my house, I said, are you the same man that I saw on Facebook? And he said, yes. I said, wow. You know, I don't agree with much of what you believe in. And he said, why is that? And I told him, and he said, nah, I get it. He said, I understand that. And we proceeded to have the most, a conversation of respecting each other and respecting each other's differences. And before it was over, we were like coming together and going, yes. I mean, he said to me, what do you think's the answer? I said to him, what do you think's the answer? Well, guess what? We both think the same thing is the answer. We were like over here when we started, and now we're not all the way, but we're over here. And we found ourselves just having the greatest conversation. And by the time he left, I gave him a hug. You know, I was like, wow, I was about to fire the man, but instead I'm giving him a hug. That's where we have an opportunity, is to have conversation to have conversation with people and be willing to be over here and let them be over here and have conversation and see if we can not agree with each other, but move toward each other a little bit, understand each other a little bit, be at peace like a river in the middle of our differences. And when we do that, what happens? Anybody? Don't you think they start feeling more peaceful when we stand in our peace? It's my experience. If he would have escalated and gotten really defensive, I can assure you I would have let him go that day. But instead, we talked about what we had in common. We came together. So one of the cornerstones of America is our cherished principle of freedom. And I believe in freedom, don't you? I believe in freedom as long as you agree with me. Okay, I prefer it that way. But what I find is life is way more interesting because everyone doesn't agree with me. And I'm really glad y'all don't all agree with me. Because we'd be in a lot of trouble if we all went down the road the way I go down the road. Putting on my makeup. Okay, no, not going down the road. I had another interesting experience this past week. Actually, I had a lot of interesting experiences this past week. So I'm in looking at a piece of furniture, and this young woman is sharing with me. And she said, I've been in America for 20 years. I moved here from Mexico. I said, really? Tell me about that. So she started talking to me, and she started telling me how she loved America. And she said, I know there's some people that don't think I should be here, and they hate me, but I love it here. And I want to do everything I can to be a good citizen. And I plan to get my citizenship next month on the 16th. Her name's Gabby. I invite you to hold her in prayer on the 16th. She's so, actually she takes her test on the 16th. She's so excited, and she's wanting to learn every piece of information that they give her on that test. And so I started asking her some questions that I didn't have the answers to. You know, things that I should know about our government. She knew them. She knew all the answers. She could tell me who would replace whom if those things happened. She loves our country. And she is going to be an excellent citizen. She already is an excellent citizen. I said, so I take it that you're going to vote. She said, I will never miss the opportunity to vote in this wonderful country. So here we have somebody who's different, but she loves us. And she's come here for an opportunity to have a free life, to have more in her life, to experience the dream of America. So I want to be real clear that I'm not doing a political anything here. I'm not talking politics, but I am talking about opening our hearts and living peace like a river, okay? I don't care if you're on this side or that side. And I am going to talk about a couple of things that may sound like somebody thinks they're political, but I don't care. I don't care where you are. I love you. I may not agree with you. I may not want it that way, but that's okay, because that's what we get to experience here in America. We can have a difference of opinion, and we can still be okay. So I've been reading this book. It's called The False White Gospel by Jim Wallace, and it's a hard read. It really is, because he is an evangelical minister who has experienced an awakening, and he talks about awakening, and he has given up his church because, in his opinion, they are not living the principles of Jesus Christ. Now that's a big diversion, right? From somebody going from this very conservative to walking away from it because they're not living the principles of Jesus the Christ. He says he's still evangelical, but he believes in the principles of Jesus Christ. Sometimes I have people come to me and go, I have such a hard time reading the Bible. I don't believe all those stories. There's all this fighting. There's this or that, the other. I go, get a Bible that has red letters and read the red letters. Just get to the words of Jesus. Let's look at what's really important. Because what does Jesus teach? Love. Jesus teaches love. He's got two main themes. Seek first the kingdom of God and love. Love one another. Love one another as you love yourself. That means love yourself too. And I know we don't all love ourselves because I see that and I hear that. But we have an opportunity to love ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with loving ourselves because we were made in the image and likeness of God. Now, there may be things that we do that we can question ourselves about. And that's okay too, because we have the opportunity to change and forgive ourselves. We have the opportunity to do that. So, in this book, The False White Gospel, he talks about that there are some that use faith to justify inequality and exclusionism, and how important it is to let that go. That we must come together in justice. We must come together recognizing equality in all people. And it's so easy for us to say us and them, isn't it? And when somebody says that to me, I go, who's them? Who is them? Because it's us. When we get down to the them that we're judging, it's us. We're talking about ourselves. If I don't like something in somebody else, I'm saying there's something wrong with me. Not always easy. Not always easy. So in Isaiah 66:12, it says, "For thus says the Lord, behold, I will extend peace to her like a river." I will extend peace like a river. Are you willing to receive that peace? Are you willing to let go of the opposition? Are you willing to let go of the fight? Now, it's important that we stand up for what we believe in. And then we may even have to take a stand and go out and do our political thing. I don't know. Not saying that. But it's important that even in that, we do it with a love of God and a respect for the other. It's important to get to that place where we can find true faith and be inclusive. We can't be fighting each other all the time. So the energy that we invest in our lives, in our prayer life, in our time, is the energy that we're going to see multiply and manifest. And right here in this space, there is an energy that is multiplying love. There is an energy that radiates out of here like a bright light. And I know that when y'all go out, y'all walk out with a light that touches other people. And they may look at you and not understand what it is, but you're making a difference. You recognize that, right? You make a difference when you smile at those folks that you meet along the way. You're making a difference when you come with that knowing that you're all right, and they are too. That pest control guy, oh my gosh, every time he comes now, I'm all excited. What are we going to talk about now? How are we going to deal with this peace that we're so different about? So, are we willing to pray for our leaders? Even if we don't necessarily agree. Even if we don't necessarily agree. It is important that we go to that place of praying for wisdom for them. To pray that they find wisdom. Where wherever they are today, that they find wisdom. I pray for me to find wisdom every day. I don't know about you, but I go out there and I'm like, I don't know if I have it together or not. I don't know if I know it or not, but today I pray for wisdom, that what I do shows up in service to God. I pray that I won't do anything that hurts someone else. That today I can serve God. I want to be a peacemaker. Do you want to be a peacemaker? Now, I had a father who did not want to be a peacemaker. One of his greatest joys was to push buttons. One of his greatest joys was to annoy people. And I get it. I mean, it worked for him. But what he really wanted in his heart was peace. He just didn't know how to find it. And he was scared that somebody would get him. So he wanted to get them before they got him. You know, he always told me he wanted to go to Ireland because he has Irish roots. But he was afraid to go to Ireland. He was afraid that they would see him or that he would say something that would get him in trouble. Now, my dad was a big guy. They called him the Green Bear at work because he always wore a green work outfit. And he would kind of walk around like a big old bear. And he was always gruff. And he scared those guys. He worked in an oil refinery. And he kept them on their toes by being scary. But the truth is, when he had to fire somebody, he cried all night the night before because the guy had a whole bunch of kids. And he didn't want to have to fire him. But he wasn't doing his job. He was the softest guy I know. He was a teddy bear. But he was trying to make sure people thought he was tough. But when we allow people to see who we really are, we find ourselves having people respond to us with gentleness and love. Is that true? So if we have peace like a river, if we begin building community in a positive way, doing what y'all are doing, when we have conversations that take us past our differences and begin looking at how we're alike, then we experience a new understanding and a new gentleness within ourselves. So what kind of questions do you ask? If you meet somebody new and different, do you ask questions and try to find out how you're alike, or do you just shut down and go away? Because we can make a difference. When we find people that are so different than us, it's a call to action. It's a call to action. It is our opportunity to find out, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they have some information I need to know in my life. Usually so. Usually somebody knows something, even if I don't agree with them, something that I know, that I need to know. Just like my pest control guy. Just like my pest control guy. He knows something I didn't know. So here's some thoughtful questions that you can ask in making a positive difference in the world. You can ask what global or local issues you're passionate about. You can ask yourself these questions too. What are you passionate about? How can you make a difference? You know, it's pretty hard to make a difference if you're trying to do something you don't even like. I don't like doing things I don't like. I sometimes do, but I don't like doing it. I prefer to do those things that I love, that I'm passionate about. What are you passionate about? And how can you make a difference? I know y'all are collecting pet food, so I know there's somebody out here that's passionate about animals. How can you use your unique skills within your community? How can you use your skills and talents to make a difference? I was watching a program the other day that there was some change going on, and they used music to make a difference. That's how the change happened. How do your values and beliefs inspire you to take actions for a better world? if you feel really strongly about something, or you're using that to make changes for a better world? How can you encourage others to join in your efforts? And I would say, how can you encourage others to show up here and get filled with this light and the love that y'all have? It's a wonderful opportunity. Bring people in and say, come on, I've got this message I'd like for you to hear. How can you connect with people and make even the slightest impact? How can you connect with somebody? Again, I think of my pest control guy. I now have a connection. How can you encourage others to make a positive change? These are things for you to think about as you go down this river peacefully. This isn't about conflict and anger or disruption. This is about living your life on the river peacefully, going down that river peacefully. How can you do that? How can you reflect on motivation and meaningful motives for changing the world? Oh, I was watching a movie the other day, and this guy was big on wiping, he was a builder, big on wiping things down and building things on beautiful spots. And there was a river that he wanted to wipe down, put a resort. And his granddaughter didn't want him to do that and kept talking about sustainability and the beauty of the world. And she got him to read her, she was like 5 or 6. She got him to read her a book about sustainability and about the beauty of the earth. And, of course, it was one of those sweet movies. So at the end, he announced at the table, and I will not be building this new resort. I will be turning it into a park. That's what the things we can do, is make a difference gently, easily. Ask people to come along with us. Ask somebody to go for a walk with you and pick up trash along the way. That's always a big one. I did that to my grandkids. Oh, God, love them. They're like, Grandma, I'm not going to do that. And I'm like, well, if you're going to go home with me, you're going to do that. We can make a difference. We can live from a place of love. We can live from a place of peace. We can allow ourselves to encourage peace like a river, joy like a balloon. That just came to me. Joy that just bursts out and flows, light and love. Now, I know that each of you go into your world carrying this, because the biggest difference you can make is the energy that you carry. The energy that you carry as you meet other people. Have you ever met anybody that you know without a doubt they're an angry person? And you go, ooh, wow, I want to get out of here, away from here. But just think, when you walk in with that peacefulness, when you walk in with that love, when you walk in and see them, things are going to shift. You create a shift. I don't know, I've never seen street people here, but in Austin, there's a lot of street people. And I've talked to some of them, and they say, people never see me. People won't look in my eyes. People won't look at me because I'm on the streets. And I look at them. I don't feel like I have to give them anything in terms of something physical, although I may choose to. I used to carry water in my car and give it to them. It's not like I have to give them money for something, but I can give them love by just seeing them and listening to them. So what's your story? Tell me your story. They don't get to tell their story often. One man I talked to, he said, I live on the streets because I choose to. He said, I was in Vietnam, and I was in some caves, and I don't like being enclosed. I'd rather live out there on Barton Springs under the stars. I was like, really? I never thought about anybody wanting to do that. But it shifted me. And so instead of seeing people on the street going, look at them, losers, I started to shift and just send them love, not knowing their story. I don't know their story. I don't know where they've come from or what's made them the way they are. So we can do this. We can remind everyone that there is kindness and love in this world, in this community, within us. And we can look for that. And as we go through this time of the United States going through the process of elections, we can be a powerful force. And it's a powerful force by being love. It's a powerful force by praying for those that we agree with and those we don't. You know, there's nothing wrong with praying for, I pray this person is not elected. There's nothing wrong with that. I prayed that a lot. But it's important that we know who we are and that we live in a country that is well worth living for and loving for and finding joy in. And just as we celebrate the 4th of July with fireworks and light and love and lots of music on the 4th of July, right? So we can come with light and love and joy and make a difference. Because indeed we live in a great country. And I'm grateful to do that. And I'm grateful for being here. Namaste.
Thank you, Sondra. Speaking of peace like a river, and you can sing along with us if you'd like. The words you'll catch on real quick.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul.
Love like an ocean.
I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain.
If this is your first time at Unity, we are glad you're here. We hope that you find a place of like-minded people and a place to belong. We teach the tools that can help you no matter what you are doing no matter what is going on in your life. If you're interested in a welcome packet, an usher can bring you one, or you can grab one on your way out. Please fill out a contact form if you wish to be a part of our weekly email newsletter. We now have an opportunity to support our spiritual cooperative. If you would like to donate by credit card, go to our website, unityofthehillcountry.org, and click on Donate button or scan the QR code on your handouts. Please consider setting up an automatic monthly contribution. If you would prefer to mail us in a check, please mail them to 1016 Jefferson Street, Kerrville, Texas. We thank you in advance for your generosity. Please bless what you are giving now. And join me in our offering affirmation together. Divine love bless me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I send it forth with my blessing and my love. Blessing our abundance. We open our hearts in gratitude. We send these gifts forward through our congregation and into the world, blessing all that it affects. Please take your bulletin and check the lobby information tables for upcoming activities. We've reached the end of our gathering. Please rise and circle up, join hands. We'll do our peace song and our prayer for protection.